Hello, LinkedIn, Twitch, Periscope, YouTube, and Facebook. I really should write a list out of all the uh all the hang on a second. Let me turn that off because that is quite loud. Let me make sure my settings are on point. Let's see, my microphone is set to the proper one. Fantastic. As you can hear from that buzzing is that my notifications are going crazy. Just wanted to say hello and couple things. One, I have LinkedIn creator mode, which I am super excited to have. If you have no idea who I am, my name is Frank Lavinia. I'm a podcaster, um, data scientist, AI engineer, aspiring quantum engineer as well. And I dare say I'm also a technology influencer. So, couple of things. One, LinkedIn is quickly becoming a kind of content destination platform. You're seeing it a lot with the things that they're adding, the live video like this, the polls, the events, the newsletters. So one of the things that they're doing is they're identifying folks who are already producing content on the platform, and they're working on kind of how do we make it easier for folks to discover content that they're interested in. So as of right now, the number one, there's two things you'll notice. One, if you go to my LinkedIn profile page, hang on, pull it up. While I'm doing a live stream, you'll see that in my background, there's a live stream right there is the video of the live stream, which, yay. But I think that moving forward, they're going to do a lot more stuff with LinkedIn creator mode and things like that. Let me pop open the chat in case anyone has any questions. So a couple things. Andy and I did a live stream yesterday, and I didn't want to detract from kind of what was going on. But Jonathan Wood is now a LinkedIn learning author, and congratulations to you, Jonathan. Sometimes you watch the live feed, sometimes you don't. Let me see if I can share the screen. You can check out his course. Where is it? There we go. So there it is. Jonathan has his course here, Jonathan Wood, and he's a great guy. I used to work with him at Wintellect, but now he has a course here on machinelearning.net or ml.net. Really cool, really excited for him to get on that platform. Awesome. I actually know a couple people now that are LinkedIn learning authors. One guy, I know a handful of Pluralsight authors. So I'm so honored to he sent me right away like, hey, I'm on this now, check it out. So I haven't had a chance to watch it yet, but I definitely will. Another thing that I wanted to talk about in the stream yesterday, but we kind of got a bit waylaid, is two great bundles here on Humble Bundle right now. Humble Bundle, I don't get any sponsorship for them. I don't get any props from them. I give props to them because they're awesome. You basically get a number of books, and it's essentially a lot of your stuff goes to charity. And if you're wondering why things look a little different here in the Frank's World studio, it's because I have changed up where my office is. Basically, I am used to be under the kitchen, which meant I was under almost every pipe in the house, which, as luck would have it, we had a number of leaks. So I've moved out of that room again, and I kind of changed rooms. I'm going to integrate kind of something I used to have, where I'll have the green screen studio there, and I'll be able to do more kind of fancier live streams and stuff like that, and work on that and kind of up the production values. I mean, because if you're not growing, you're going. I've been listening to Grant Cardone's "Be Obsessed or Be Average" again, but let me not get distracted. Basically, Humble Bundle. So they have two book deals here, right? So, and you have some time. Actually, a number of book deals and software deals. So Python development is a bunch of Python courses that are on Pluralsight. Really good stuff. If you already have a Pluralsight subscription like I do, it's not that big of a deal. But what I'm excited about are these two, and I think I might have mentioned this on a previous stream, was this book bundle here. So for about $18, you get 25 books, and a number of it goes to, you can control how much goes to the charity. If you go back here, you'll see that there's also a book here, a series of books here on for $18 for 15 items on advanced artificial intelligence. So I'm actually looking forward to, actually, now that I see this title, that looks really cool. As does federated learning, conversational AI, creating autonomous vehicle systems. You get a little preview of the book and stuff like that. Yeah, totally gonna buy that bundle. Let's see what else they have. They have one for web development, cosplay. It's just a lot of good stuff. Yeah, so it's cosplay stuff. Learn to build games. This looks like a Zenva thing. Yeah, this is Zenva, which I think I have a subscription to that too. I am obsessed with learning, in case you haven't figured that out. Speaking of which, I've reached a milestone, 253 days on, let's see, Pluralsight. Over there. If you follow me on Instagram, which is at Frank Diggs Data, you'll see that I post kind of this number every day. And this is my total time in about 13 months of, so I'm a little obsessed with learning. It's a good thing, right? It's a good thing. Currently, I'm actually taking a course on natural language processing. Really good. I want to finish it up this week. But yeah, so that's what's keeping me busy. Work's keeping me busy too at Electrify. Not sure I'm going. I actually have to get back to work actually and start focusing on some presentation we're giving tomorrow. So if you're looking forward to seeing This Week in Applied AI, it's not going to happen this week. But maybe I'll do a quick stream like at another time. I know we're trying to keep that one with a more consistent time. But I just want to say thank you for watching. If you're watching live, if you'll notice, if you go over to see franksworld.com, things are rocking again at franksworld.com. Lots of good stuff coming out there. Well, things are supposed to be that thing. There we go. Site still does have some performance issues. So if anyone out there can help me with some WordPress type troubleshooting, that'd be great. But yeah, so we have a number of interesting stuff. A first look at Windows 11. Here's the live stream that actually with Andy yesterday. Anna Hoffman is doing a great video series here on, just like migrating data to Azure SQL. And there's also a really cool thing here that 2-minute papers highlighted about how an AI is doing on, can fix up kind of the bad lighting situations. Like since I moved my office, like the lighting here is not ideal. It's better than it was yesterday. So I need to yet another project for me to work on. Which was also cool is April Dunham. Let me turn off this overlay so you can see it. Has a really good thing here on perspectives and how that works. I definitely want to play with this more because I have my own private Teams tenant. And speaking of Power Apps, you'll notice that the stream here, when I post it, when I stream live, there's a Power Apps agent in the background that will basically be watching my YouTube channel, franksworld.tv, and it will go and it will I need to get my coffee. It'll go and it'll actually post to Frank's World. Now, one of the things that the WordPress API doesn't do as of yet is set the category or the thumbnail. So you'll see it'll be there, and then eventually I catch up to it and kind of put the thumbnail in. So got to figure out that one. That's actually should be my next adventure is some of this RPA type stuff. There's some foreshadowing. So lots of good stuff. Andy and I recorded a thing where I spoke with Andy, and we're looking forward to getting that show up. If you haven't watched it and you're impatient, you can go with Frank's World and check out the previous video, or go to franksworld.tv. It should be pretty recent in history. franksworld.tv will route you to my YouTube channel. I'm smart like that. No questions in the chat. I'm trying out different times where I can stream during the day. So let's see what else. Really inspiring story here about teaching the world how to code. Sky student ambassador out of Shanghai. Kevin Stratford gets his hands on an early copy of Windows 11 because there was a leak. If I still worked for Microsoft, I'd probably be forbidden from even mentioning it, but it looks pretty cool. I kind of like the changes. There are some things that I don't like, but overall, I like the direction it's going. It's been about 9-10 years since Windows got a major facelift. This looks like an interesting kind of evolution in the interface. I'm curious to see kind of what the announcement is going to be. I think it's June 25th. They're going to talk about the next version of Windows. One of the things that apparently is not in the build, in this build here, was the live tiles. Live tiles have been kind of one of those things that they sound like a great idea in principle, but I think in practice, you don't. It's very confusing for a lot of end users, right? So if you want to find your calendar app, right, it'll show you a little thumbnail of what your calendar app does. What's next on your calendar, but it won't show the calendar icon in quite an obvious way. Android deals with this, and I haven't played with iOS much, but Android deals with this in a very interesting way, where there's a differentiator between an icon and a widget. And live tiles were meant to be both. And I don't think users got used to that. So if Kevin's correct, and I have no inside knowledge on this, if Kevin's correct on this, they're rolling back on the live tile thing. And the live tile thing was a core kind of user interface tenet of Windows 8.x, as was getting rid of the start menu. But that's a rant for another day. So it's interesting that they finally kind of said, well, maybe this isn't working, or maybe they'll have widgets where it'll be more obvious, kind of like that sort of thing. I've noticed on my copy of Windows that if I go to the lower right here, there's the weather report shows in the taskbar, and it shows me kind of all this stuff. Like, it's just interesting. It's interesting to see kind of the evolution of the product, because when Windows was last radically changed was with the Windows 8 launch, and that was a lot of controversy about that. I was a developer evangelist at the time for Microsoft, and I bore the brunt of a lot of the frustration. But it was a great platform. I mean, it's Windows still remains to be a good platform. So I'm curious to see what they're going to do with that. I suspect there's going to be a lot of surprises. I just got a feeling, in terms of what does Windows look like for the future. And Kevin points out in the video, I haven't downloaded it. I've got my head full with data and AI stuff. I haven't had a chance to play with this. I haven't written a client app in far too long because I'm out of the UX kind of world from the terms of that. But it'll be interesting to see. I've went all in on data, right? And the math, because the math works everywhere. And as someone who wrote a Silverlight book, someone who wrote a lot of Windows apps, putting all your eggs in one basket, I needed to step away from client development work. Although I have played with Blazor, so that's not totally true. Blazor has some interesting stuff to it. But what I like about this is that it's a fresh look at Windows. Because right now it's still kind of that Metro UI, although they don't call it that. They call it modern. I hope they have a better name this time, and they've checked out, made sure that there's not some kind of Russian version of 7-Eleven that's going to sue the company or some such thing. There's a long story behind that one too, kids. But I'm excited about it. Windows is still a very relevant thing. I have you know, obviously I like a lot of monitors, so I have everything I have is Windows except for the one Mac and my phone and my iPad. So Windows is very much a core kind of part of my workflow. Actually, I think I can show you. No, I can't show you. So one of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to start using the Stream Deck, so I'll have fancier graphics and stuff like that. But it does mean I have to use OBS, and OBS is awesome. It's free. It's just the usability of it is a little off. So stick with me. Stream's going to get a lot more interesting. I do these ad hoc. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments below. If you have an idea for a future stream. These headphones are weird because I'm hearing my voice through them, which is totally throwing me off. So if you've ever watched my streams, I might be a little bit off today. But thanks for listening, and I hope you have a great day. I'm going to roll the end graphics.